It's easy to think of chess as just a game, but in parts of Nigeria, it's becoming something much bigger. Vivian Ibrahim has been working inside IDP camps, teaching children who have grown up around uncertainty, and is using chess to give them focus, confidence, and a sense of direction. We sat down with her to understand how this all started, what it really takes to do this work, and the kind of stories that don't usually get told. This is a story that might just change how you look at chess.
So hi everyone. We have Vivian here with us. Vivian, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Vivian Ibrahim from Nigeria, Northeast Nigeria, Adamawa State. I'm the convener of Chess in Internally Displaced Persons Camp. So what we basically do is teach the kids that were displaced how to play chess and help them use it to gain access to opportunities in life.
Right. So before we get started talking about the work that you do, uh, can you tell us about how you first got started with chess?
Yeah, so I learned how to play chess when I was in secondary school. One of our seniors brought the chess board to the hostel, and I was very curious because that was the first time I was seeing a chess set, and I was in a boarding school. So I got down from my bed out of curiosity to see what was going on, and I fell in love with it. So when I learned, I was eventually selected to represent my school at the inter-secondary schools chess tournament, and then my first tournament, I won Best Female Chess Player, which was the first time I was winning anything in my life. So it felt good. And I fell in love with it more. And I was like, this is something that I would like to continue doing. And since then, I've been the one representing my school, and that's it.
Wow, wonderful. So how old were you when this happened?
I was around, I think, 14, 15 years. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. And
Thank
so what was that journey like since you first came across there's this game called chess and you were just learning to then winning?
you.
Like how long did that take? How was that process all like?
Okay, it took months actually. It's not like I learned within 2 weeks and then boom, I became, yeah. So it took months to, because there were other seniors that were also playing. So we had a tryout, and then that's how I eventually got selected. And then the second year, the same thing happened. Even though unfortunately the second year I came second, but it was still good. And then I started teaching some of my hostel mates how to play chess, and we started introducing chess to our inter-house sports games in secondary school. And also when I got to university, our university were looking for female chess players, and then someone recommended me. I was like, I remember there's a lady that used to play chess in our secondary school that she's here. So I eventually joined the club and then represented my university at the Nigerian University Games. That was in 2017.
Oh wow, okay. And did you have access to a lot of chess related material books or something? Like how did improvement happen?
Okay, we didn't have access to chess books, and because I'm from Northeast Nigeria, we hardly get federated chess tournaments. So we just play chess and then people win. That's it. So when I went to represent my university, when someone saw the way I was playing, the person asked me, "What's your rating?" And I was like, "What is a rating?" Because I didn't know, because we didn't have access to that. So that was one of the reasons that pushed me to introduce chess to, like, right now what I'm doing to make people know about it more in this part of the country, and also so that the kids will get the opportunity that I missed when I was like them.
Right, right. So it was all completely self-taught. Yeah, that's wonderful.
After learning in secondary school, we I had a tutor. She was a then head girl, and then it was self-taught all through. And then at the university, when I joined the club, I was the only female, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So I was playing with members of the team. Yeah. So that's how I got to improve. Oh, and I was playing on lichess because I was introduced to lichess. So I was using it to solve puzzles almost every day. It was kind of addictive.
Lovely, lovely. And so, like, did you
Yeah.
have access to computers from university? Like, how did that work when you were learning?
We didn't have access to computers. I was using my phone. Yeah, I
Ah,
downloaded it on my phone, yes.
okay, lovely. So from that point on, since you were a university player to today, what did the journey look like?
It's a bit challenging
Mhm.
because getting accept chess in this part of the country is hard work because a lot of people don't believe in it and some believe it to be gambling. So we are still trying to change the narrative. But then since from after university, I started organizing chess tournaments, opens chess tournaments to revive because I haven't since secondary school there hasn't been any other chess tournaments again like inter school since I left. It stopped, so I decided okay I have to revive this because this is something that I love doing.
Mhm.
So yeah, I started working on okay, we have a chess tournament. I made the tournament to be free
Mhm.
so that people not yeah, so it will be easy for people to come and participate and play. And then the first one was a huge success because gladly there were a lot of people that were looking for these opportunities, but they don't have access to chess tournaments. So when we did the first one, we had people coming in from neighboring states to participate, which was really amazing, and that gave me huge encouragement to continue pushing.
That sounds wonderful. And so the first time that you
Thank
organized a chess tournament, was there also a lot of you going and explaining to people what the game of chess was all about, or did you just see that there were so many people who already knew chess and they just needed an opportunity?
It's actually both because when I post online, I was a beauty queen. My state Adama said I was Miss Adama. So I have kind of a huge audience, especially on Facebook. So when I uploaded the flyer, okay, this is what we are working on. Some people that love chess already showed interest, while others were condemning it. They were saying it's against the religion that is dominating this side, it's gambling. So I have to actually start explaining to them on most of the comment section and then letting them know that
Mhm.
actually other parts of we are benefiting more um, on this particular game. We are the ones that are left behind. So they should just give us this opportunity. And if they feel like it's not yielding any positive results, then they can feel free to criticize it. So that also gave me the morale to, okay, this project cannot fail because people need to see the positive side of it so that we can get more support.
Lovely. Okay. And I'm intrigued by this angle that people view chess as gambling. Um,
Yeah.
I'm wondering how this notion has come about. Is it because like people bet on who would win? Like how did this thought even come?
Actually, it comes from people that are not really well informed about chess. So mostly when they see tournaments, they know that people are going to win money. So I think
Mm,
they perceive that notion that since they are winning money, it's betting. And then mostly it's deeply rooted on religion
mm,
because we have strong Muslim chess players, but then some of them play when they come to play, they now tell me that okay, in their religion, it's already perceived and grouped as gambling. So yeah,
got it, got it. And so you spoke about leveraging this wonderful platform that you had from your pageantry days to
yeah.
organize the first chess tournament. And you also mentioned that it was, an amazing success because there were players coming from neighboring states as well. So from there, how did your journey evolve into working with the IDP camps? Like, how did that happen?
Okay, so when I was the beauty queen, I did pet projects on encouraging girl child education and then visiting the IDP camps to encourage education and then provide foodstuffs to them. So I fell in love with it and with the kids. So I remember telling my friends that after my reign, this is something that I would like to continue doing. So I now started what I named as Queen V Chess Academy, where those that can afford to pay for chess come and register. And then some of the proceedings from there, I decided, why not take this for free to the kids at the IDP camp? And I remember contacting the president of the Nigerian Chess Federation. And I told him, this is what I'm planning on doing. And he was like, this is an amazing idea because most of these kids are forgotten. And then we don't have someone pushing chess like that in Northern Nigeria. So I got his support. And then I started introducing chess to the kids. When I went there, they didn't just accept chess. What I did was that I went there with cartons of biscuits. And I was like, anybody that would join our class will get biscuits. So some of them came because of that biscuit, and they eventually fell in love with chess. So they started coming with or without biscuits.
Lovely. This is such a nice idea. And for our viewers who are not aware, could you explain a little bit more about two things? One is what happens when you are a pageant winner, this reign that you speak about. What are the different roles and responsibilities that are attached along with that? Second question is if you could also
Okay.
explain to the viewers about what the IDP camps are all about.
Okay. So when you become a beauty queen like Miss Adama, your responsibility is to be an ambassador of the state and then try to contribute in positive ways that can move the state forward. So initially, I just love education. And then where I come from, my village, most of the girls just finish just history. I don't know what grade it's called in India, just history, and then that's it. The next thing is just marry, and then yeah. So I decided to okay because
What
you're
age
expected to do
would
pet
that be?
projects. That should be around 14,
Ah,
15.
so like ninth or 10th grade, probably in India. Right.
Okay, okay, yeah. So I made all of that to be my pet project, and then I love kids. So I was focused mainly on kids. All the projects that I did were focused on kids. So yeah, that's it. And then the more you do project and then upload online, the more people's attention comes. And then we don't usually get funding. So the first project was self-funded from family and friends. But then when they see the success, other people start, okay, this is something that we can support because we've seen the success. Yeah. And then for your second question, IDP camps in Nigeria are camps where people that were displaced by Boko Haram terrorists from their villages. They are mostly people that are affected from the villages. So some of the kids don't even know if their father is alive or not, because when their village was attacked, in the process of running, they got separated. And up till today, as we speak, some of them for the past like 8, 9 years, they don't know. So they are always kept at the IDP camp. In my state alone, we have about 5 IDP camps. And then we have a lot of them distributed in northern Nigeria. So they are victims of Boko Haram insurgency.
Right. Got it. So, how did you end up then connecting the humanitarian work that you were doing with chess? Like, when did you think, okay, it's a good idea to maybe, introduce chess here? And why did you think about this?
Okay, like I said, there was Queen V Chess Academy where people that can afford to pay go. And then since I was already involved with kids at the IDP camp, I just know that there is this hunger that comes from less privileged kids. The way they approach things is different from those that have privilege. So I remember telling someone that I'm trying to go and look for chess monsters at the IDP camp because I believe there are a lot. So when I took chess to them, I saw how a lot of them were picking fast and how some of them can see moves ahead. And I'll now ask them, okay, are you in school? And they'll say, no, unfortunately, they are not in school. They can't afford to be in school right now. So I decided, okay, we're going to use this and then to get them back to school. So there's this prominent person in my state that also loves chess. So by then when I was uploading, Gift of Chess already saw it on Twitter and contacted me and asked me if I can handle chess board distributions in Northern Nigeria. So when the man saw it as a prominent figure in my state, he requested for 2 chess sets. So when I took 2 chess sets to him, he gave me 50,000 naira. And then I decided, oh, I wasn't expecting this money, so let me just use it to get these kids to school. So I used it to get 11 of them to school, but it was just school fees that it was able to pay. So I said we needed books and school bags. So I decided to upload on LinkedIn. I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. These kids, through chess, I've discovered that they're intelligent and they are not in school. So anybody that can help us with school bags, school books, and whatever that can help, it's going to go a long way. And then there's an Indian that is based in the US. I think he was oh my God, I can't remember the chess club, but his name is Sarati Ray. So I remember he contacted me and said, this is actually a good thing that you're doing. And he sent $600. I said, use it to get books and school bags. I was like, wow, this money is actually huge. We can get more kids back to school with it. And then that's how it started. And I was like, okay, the next thing is because the kids were so amazing. So I decided to locate some of the strong chess players that we already have in the States. And then I told them, okay, this is what I'm doing. If they can help us give advanced chess lessons to the kids. So they met the kids and they were also impressed. And then there's this thing that we do yearly in Nigeria. It's called the Nigerian Youth Games. So it's for under 14 years old. So I now present, I went to the Adamawa State Sports Council here and I told them I have amazing chess players. And for long, Adamawa State has not been represented in chess. So please, can you help me give these kids an opportunity to showcase their talent? And then they accepted this. The kids did trial and then they were impressed. So they took the kids there. And then their first outing, because it was the first time that they were leaving the States. In fact, most of them haven't even left the camp because the camp are kept in outskirts of the state. So their parents were really happy and they were like, all their lives, they didn't know that there's something called chess existing because it's mostly football, basketball, and then they had no idea that something like this can even get their kids to go outside the state and then to go to big cities like where they are going to right now. And then the state also gave them some allowance, which to the parents was actually huge sum because a lot of them don't have access to that. And then when the kids went, one of them narrowly missed bronze medal and he was crying all through. And I always love it when they lose and they cry. I said that's the spirit. But then the last one that they went to, they won medals. They went and then yeah. They represented the state at the schools chess tournament in Lagos State. They went there by road, which took them almost 2 days to get to the venue to Lagos State. And then from the car park, immediately straight to tournament hall. Yeah, and they missed first round already. So that was what even prevented them from winning gold medal. These are kids coming from the village that were displaced and then going to big cities like Lagos and then winning silver medals. And they were silver medals in rapids and then silver and bronze in blitz.
It's just such a spectacular story. Wow, it's just wonderful. It's truly amazing. When you first started, I'm sure you would probably have not imagined that this is the impact, it's
I didn't.
no, this is just so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. I have a few different questions from all the wonderful things that you shared. The first amongst them was, what was the reaction of the parents when you first, turn up with these biscuits and you're like, okay, I'm going to teach your kids chess. And already there is so much, bias against chess. So how did that happen? Was there a lot of like convincing, like, okay, this is good for your kids? What did that look like?
Actually, there wasn't a lot of convincing because most people that are living in the camp are just living to survive. We're the ones that have the luxury of trying to wear nice clothes or whatever. To them, it's just the next meal of the day. That's what they need. So when I went there, I told them that, okay, this is a game called chess. It's just like football, basketball, it's all games. And then Nigeria is big in football. So I explained to you know how Nigeria players benefit from football. It takes them to US, it takes them anywhere. So this game actually has the ability of doing that and even helping to get the kids scholarship. So they were just on board with it. They are like anything that will help their kids in any way, they are on board with it. Because before then, what the kids usually do is go to people's farm and then work party and then they get stipends for doing that. So anything that would get the kids out of there, the parents just welcomed it. So there wasn't really any lot of convincing.
Mm, interesting. And for all of us who are unaware, what would typically a life of someone who's living in a camp look like?
They live in tents and then they usually go to farm. They have farms close by. Some are close by. Some it's very long distance that they have to take a day or two to get there. So they are mostly farmers. And then, so I said they don't even have access to electricity. All the
Ah,
camps, they don't have electricity. So
okay.
yeah, it's just survival. What they can eat, that's it. But they have access to water.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just waking up in the morning, look forward to it. So even going to school seems like luxury
Yeah,
for some of them. So it's not even an option.
yeah, makes sense. This leads me to another thing that you mentioned, that there was, so much hunger in these kids that sometimes even kids from privileged backgrounds, might not have.
Yeah.
What would you say separates these kids when it comes to chess from kids with like a lot more privilege than them?
Okay. What separates them is these kids, they know some of them, I usually tell them that some of them have become adults at a very young age.
Hmm.
So theirs is just to survive. So they anything that has to do that will give them a better life, put in their 100% into it. So because they know what it means. So they know what it means to have nothing and they know that they come from nothing. So they know that they cannot fail in anything because failing means they are going to be stuck there. So a lot of the kids understand that. So if people from privileged home, they have access to almost everything. So they don't usually some of them treat chess apart from those that feel that are like really in love with it. Some of them just treat it as a hobby. Meanwhile, this kid treat it as something that they can actually survive on. So that's where the difference comes in.
Very nice. And we hear a lot of times people say chess helps develop skills of thinking. But in the real world scenario, for
Yeah.
these kids, have you noticed any change after they've started learning chess?
Yes, I've noticed. It has sparked the spirit of winning. They like winning a lot. In fact, there's one of our best players. His name is Timothy. He's a very strong player that he wins. He now wins people that have taught him how to play chess. He's that good. So to him, it's all about winning. When they are playing tournaments, and then because we did last secondary school chess tournament, and then they represented their viral schools, he treated other kids from IDP camp as if he doesn't know them. He was strict, like extremely strict, because to him it's winning. They find it as a like there's pride in winning. So that sparked that. There was a time when I first introduced chess to them. They went to the farm and then they were talking about it. And then a farmer nearby had them. I was like, chess, I actually played chess before and I've won a medal, but they don't even know what a medal is. So during our next class, they made me out. They were like, Auntie, what is a medal? Someone said that he has won a medal. So I said, okay, you get to know medal because next class will organize a chess tournament and then the winner will get a medal. And it was that same Timothy that won the medal. Since then, it's a bragging right. So if they are arguing, he'll say, if I'll bring my chess medal now and then keep it for you guys. It's just it sparked the spirit of winning in them, and I enjoy seeing that a lot.
Amazing, amazing. And I mean, this impact, I'm sure, continues even beyond the chessboard, yeah, and the way they just think about things in general.
Very well in school. Some of them are the ones that are topping their class now.
So nice
It's
to
really
hear.
anything, honestly.
Amazing, amazing. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to
Okay,
share some of the pictures that you have shared with us. And
okay.
maybe you can talk a little bit about each of the images and, we can share with our audience as well.
All right, no problem.
Right. So, here we have an image of someone very special. Uh, can you share her story with us?
Okay, so this is Mary Victor Zira. She's from Iwa IDP Camp Jebi in Adamawa State, Northeast Nigeria. So I met Mary at the camp when we were preparing some of the kids to represent the state at the National Youth Games. So I met her in front of their door and I asked her about the kids. And then the way she answered me in a very intelligent way. So I asked her, "Are you in my chess class?" She said no. And I said, "Start coming." And then she started coming. So during those periods when I noticed that the kids were strong, so I needed our story to be amplified so that it will help the kids like get opportunities out there. So I now reached out to Tunde Onakoya. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I reached out to him and I told him, okay, we're organizing chess tournaments between the IDP camps. So it would be nice if you can come and then the kids meet you. So he was like, yeah, no problem. He's on board with it. So when he came, he also was captivated by Mary's intelligence. And then during that particular interview, I didn't even know that they were conducting that interview. I just saw it online. So during the tournament, he interviewed her and then he asked her what she wanted in life. And she said, from God or from humans. And then he said, from God. She said, wisdom. From humans, she said, for her parents to be able to pay her school fees. So when he was leaving, he said, okay, some of the kids at the Chesson slums will be going to US for an exchange program. And then he would like Mary to join them to be one of them. So we processed her visa and everything, and then she got it and then went to the Chesson Community Games in Georgia. So when she went there, she participated and won a silver medal. The funny thing is when we were to go for her first visa interview, I invited the parents to accompany us to the airport, and they were telling me that none of their family members has ever been to the airport, and now their daughter is entering airplane. And then so we requested for them to go close to the departure so they can see how they proceed, everything, how to be able to see the plane up close. So yeah, and then she went there, she won silver medal. Her story was just all over. People were really happy because of that. And then they went to United Nations. I was not really there physically, so I don't really know the step-by-step details there. But then I know that under the gift of chess, they were able to go to United Nations in New York. And then because of her story, she addressed the United Nations headquarters briefly. Yeah, and when she came back, I was like, okay, I need to get her into a very good school. So already someone contacted us from UK and the person was like, she didn't know that IDP camps were existing in Nigeria, so that she would like to help. So I now told her, okay, can she do us a favor and help pay Mary's school fees for one session, pending when I'll be able to get her a scholarship in that particular school. And then so we enrolled her into one of the best school that we have in my state. It's an American school. It's owned by the former vice president. So that's where the rich kids go to school because they give quality education there. Mm-hmm. So after the first session, yeah. So I met with the president of the school. He's from America, and he was really impressed by Mary's stories. So I told him if he can connect us with the founder so that we can request for scholarship for her. Unfortunately, when we met with the founder, he told us that he has read a bit about Mary's story because by then BBC already contacted me via Twitter and said they would like to share Mary's story. So when I met him, he asked me how I'm able to afford to pay her school fees in such a school, because the school fees was 2.7 million naira, which was huge.
Wow.
So to him, I spoke with someone in the UK to help us pay for one session, and so that we can we can meet him one day and then request for scholarship. And he was very okay with it. He said we should start a procedure, and he connected us with because he has a foundation. He connected us with the head of his foundation, Professor Sheu. So I wrote formally requesting for scholarship for her, and then they approved it. And then now she's currently in JSS3. She'll be 14 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, JSS3 should be like, yeah, grade 9. Yeah, grade 9. Yeah. So she's currently schooling there while still living at the IDP camp.
What a wonderful story. I think we have a few more pictures of her, and I'll keep cycling through it as we speak.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So do you know these are different days, but she loves this particular outfit. So anytime there's a special occasion, because chess class is a special occasion, she's always wearing it, and I always tease her with it. So here they were on because we were sharing food for them. This was me talking to one of the kids. He's a very strong chess player too. So yeah, this was we organized like end of year party where I cook, we come with food, we dance, we just celebrate and be thankful for a wonderful year.
So nice. I believe
Yeah,
this was from one of our first sessions, yeah?
yes, this is from one of our first sessions. Yeah, always with the same clothes. Yeah, this was our meeting with the founder, and the white man in the picture is the president of the American University of Nigeria.
Lovely.
Yeah. This was the first day I took her to school because she was really crying a lot.
How sweet.
Yeah, if you notice her eyes here, they were almost swollen and there are
Yeah.
tears.
Very, very emotional, yeah, this picture is.
Yeah. No, this particular school has actually also been my dream school, but I have never been able to afford it. And this particular school was also my first tournament was held in this particular school. So when I took her there, I showed her the hall and I told her that this was where it all began. And I have always wanted to be in this school, and then I'm happy that she's actually now living that dream for me.
So lovely.
Yeah, yeah, this was I really crying.
You can clearly see it means a lot to her, yeah?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
So this was her at the UN?
Yeah, UN, and then that's the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
so in UN, she was addressing the general body, is it? Like, what was the trip to the UN about?
Yeah, she introduced herself and then spoke a bit about her medal chest, and that's it. Yeah, so this was they played, I think it was ceremonial play. They played for the at the UN games. I think this was like the first time they were introducing chess to UN games, I think.
Okay. And Tunde had traveled with her.
I traveled with them, yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this was at the United Nations.
And this is where she spoke.
Yeah.
This particular hall, yeah? Wow, in front of such a large crowd. Amazing.
I don't know if you can notice the difference. She has added weight and she's looking more healthy here than her pictures. Yeah.
Absolutely. And she's also just looking so much more confident, and she's glowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is wonderful. This was when she first started, is it?
Yes, this was the interview.
The interview that became famous. Got it.
And the story, because this particular tournament that we did, her parents didn't want her to participate because in that very morning they were prepared to go to the farm. But then she told them that no, because the kids don't joke with anything chess. They said that she said no, please, she wants to participate at the chess tournament that is coming up. The mom said no. It was the mom that was even telling me, she was like, Vivian, do you know that I almost stopped this girl from participating in the tournament because she was persistent. When she saw that she was persistent, she was like, what is in this chess that is making these kids to be like this? And then I saw new clothes for them. She's wearing it. So they were also excited to wear new clothes. And then the mom said, fine, you can go. Them, they will be going to the farm so she can just go. And then this was what happened there.
Amazing, yeah. Wow. A beautiful story. So this image is again from the camp from where you teach?
This was when we paid school fees. All of those kids that you're seeing here, we paid their school fees. It's only two of them that are in government schools. The rest are in private schools. So
How
this
nice.
was after their school fees.
So this was the first time that you paid the school fees for this kid.
First time when we added more students.
Ah, okay. So this was when you added more of the students.
Yeah.
How nice.
This was when this was during our last inter-secondary schools chess tournament when they represented their various secondary schools. And then this class, all of them, all the kids that you are seeing in this picture are from IDP camp, and we're the ones paying their school fees, all of them. So they won, this particular school came third.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, so this was from last year's schools chess tournament. They went there as kids, and then they played as chess in IDP camps. But then one thing I noticed is there was some sort of discrimination among those other kids that are from privileged schools. So that's why we decided the next time, if their school wants, the school should be the ones to like present them to represent, where they're not going as IDP kids to prevent stuff like that. But here they won first position. They won the entire tournament.
Wow, so nice. And this is a team tournament, yeah?
Team, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So 4 players play together.
Yes, male and female play together. So there are 50 points. Yeah, they came first overall. And then for female, they took first. For male, took first. And then they went home with the trophy.
Amazing. And this is a national tournament? Is it a state level tournament or?
Level tournament.
Lovely, lovely.
This one was when they went to Lagos State and came back. If you can notice, there are medals on their necks. So they presented their medals to our Adamawa State Commissioner of Education. That this is what they went to. They were sent to Lagos to do, and this is the outcome. They won medals. So this was outside the ministry that we snapped with them. So I made this particular clothes for them too as well, so that they will look presentable.
This is so nice. This I found so interesting.
Yeah. So, when I took chess sets to the kids at the camp, I usually give 2 for boys, 2 for girls, because I don't want them to misplace it. So when I went for one of the classes, I met this particular kid. This is where we usually do the class. This is actually a classroom at the IDP camp. So we usually borrow it to do chess class. So when I entered, I saw them molding chess sets, and I asked them, what's going on? They said the big kids refused to give them access to the chess sets, and they really want. So they decided to dig a mud to craft their own chess sets so that they'll be playing, and then they wouldn't have to ask the big kids to give them
wonderful.
Yeah.
So nice. So this was what it looked like, yeah?
Yes, this is what. Yeah, this is it.
So creative. It's just amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised and impressed by them because I just went them because when I met them, they already finished designing the cupboard because they were trying to finish on time before I arrived for the class, so that as we're teaching, they will be using their own chess sets and be learning.
It's such a heartwarming story.
Yeah. Yeah, this was during our first session at UIN IDP camp because I'm in 3 IDP camps. Durimi IDP camp, it's in Abuja, and then there are 2 in Adamawa State, Malkwei IDP camp, and then UIN IDP camp. I introduced Malkwei IDP camp before UIN IDP camp.
And I notice here that you are using this gift of chessboard. So
Yes.
when did gift of chess come into your life?
When I went to Malkwe IDP camp and introduced chess to them, that should be around 2022, 2023. So when I introduced chess to them, I always upload the pictures online, and
Mhm.
then they saw it. And then Mr. Ross, the founder, contacted me and said they've been looking for someone that they can work with at in northern Nigeria to help distribute chess sets. So they will send 500 chess sets to me, so I can keep some for my state and then distribute the rest to other northern states. And I was so happy to do that because their aim is to distribute 1 million chess sets around the world before 2030.
Wow, this is so nice. Thank you for sharing all these amazing pictures with us so that we could also share it with our viewers. Um, so currently, what
Okay.
are some of the biggest challenges that you face in this work that you're doing?
It's getting the kids to participate in rated tournaments, which is very important for me. But then we don't have rated tournaments still in northern Nigeria, so I have to take them to another state in southern. So that is my major problem, to get them more involved in rated tournaments so that the world can see their talents, because we have excellent chess players. So to me, that is the major problem for me.
Got it. And what would it take to organize a rated tournament in northern Nigeria?
Yeah, so in Nigeria, the rule is, because I'm a national arbiter, so the rule is, if you're organizing a rated tournament, you have to have an international arbiter that will participate, and then DGT chess sports, and then clocks, which honestly speaking, I've never seen it in northern Nigeria. It was when I go to south that I saw it. We don't have them. And then you ought to have at least four to do that. And also have like other arbiters, and then you pay, is it 50 euros to FIDE? Yeah,
Mhm.
stuff like that. That is the major challenge.
This is very interesting because I have not seen this, at least in India, DGT boards being a requirement to host rated events. Is this something specific to Nigeria?
I don't know if it's specific, but that is the rules
Ah,
that, yeah, electronic chessboards have to be there, and you ought to have at least four.
okay. So if there
And
is,
then we don't have international arbiter in northern Nigeria. Not
okay. So if someone was to help you and if someone is watching this interview and they are willing to donate for DGT chess boards, I think it would go a long way in getting closer to be able to.
absolutely, absolutely. It will go a long way.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there ever a moment in all this work that you've done over these years where you felt, very overwhelmed and you felt like, should I really be continuing what I'm doing? Were you ever feeling like questioning what you were doing? And if
Yeah.
if such a moment happened, like what did you do then?
Such moment has happened a lot of times. And then what I usually encourage myself is, the first is, I have these kids depending on me. So I can't just introduce them to this and then abandon them just like that. It's really hot with both of us. And then kids at the camp are prone to be exposed to a lot of stuff, including terrorism. So occupying their minds positively and then diverting their attention to things like this is actually something that is like helping the community to where I also live. So it will also affect it. And then also, they are in school and I take care of their school fees. So if I give up, it means they're dropping out of school, which is something that we wouldn't want. Yeah, so those are the things that, and then I'm like, okay, I didn't know that we're going to go this far when I started. I didn't have a plan. I always tell people I didn't sit down and say, okay, this is what I'll do, then this is the next step. I don't. When I feel it, I just go with it. So, and then we've gone this far. Never in my wildest dream did I even imagine that one of our kids will go to US and play chess and then get a scholarship in such a school. So those are the things that keeps me going. I say, okay, since I didn't plan for it and it happens, we just have to continue because more doors, I believe more doors will continue to keep opening. And then the kids are well-behaved and very grateful kids. Every tournament that they go to, some of them that are Christians go to church to their Thanksgiving service and they donate 10% of all the kids that go to tournaments and then they receive stipends. They donate 10%. They didn't even tell me. It's the parents in the camp that always tell me that this is what the kids do. So they donate 10% to the camp.
Wonderful. So wonderful.
Very.
It's just amazing that they have this thought within themselves that they must help others.
Yes. Yes, they have that. They have that.
Yeah. And so
then there was something that happened when, I said there was something that happened. The first time that I was getting them to represent the state at the National Youth Games, I presented 5 chess players. But then the state said they only needed 4. So I was feeling somehow how I would drop one. So I told the kids to help me tell them because I couldn't face him to tell him. And then they told him and he took it in good faith. When they came back, aside from the 10% that they donated to the camp, all of them chipped in and then gave the boy, they shared the money as if it's the 5 of them that went, honestly. And then because of that next tournament, I tried and then I brought him in so that he would participate. And then that was when he went to Lagos too. And he won 2 silver medals, one in Blitz, one in Rapid.
So amazing.
Because I thought dropping him, he will be angry and won't start coming to class again. But no, he put in more effort. I was always on time to class. And I was like, next time he just has to be there. And he went and didn't disappoint.
Amazing. And I also want to understand, like, if there are other people out there who want to, try and replicate the kind of work you're doing, how would you advise? How should they proceed? How do they start? What should they do?
Okay, first of all, they should have passion for it first, because without passion, any small hurdle, they'll just give up. And that's it. Yeah, so they should have passion and integrity and then be very, very focused. Most of the challenges, I'm sure they'll say, okay, they will need chess sets, they will need funding. So whatever little they have, they should start working with it. And then when the world starts seeing results, no matter how little, people will come and work with them. And then one thing I always say is that whenever you do anything, like any work, you should put it out there, because by putting it out there, you don't know who will see it. And it's also a way of telling people, okay, this is what I'm doing. Come and work with me. So that is also very important, especially in this digital time.
And typically, what does when you go to a camp to do training, what does your typical day look like?
My typical day with the IDP camp. So the camps are in the outskirts of the states. So it usually takes, and then I always use tricycle. So when I was in a tricycle to go to the one in Malquay, when a lady saw me with chest set and she said, please, is it humanitarian services that you're rendering? I told her yes. She said, please, there's this IDP camp, IDP camp that people don't really know much about it. She would love it if I would go there. So that's when I started going to IDP camp, and it's extremely far and the roads are bad. So whosoever I take, they always complain that, this road is actually very bad. So I go to camp, spend time with them. And then there's one lovely thing that they do. Whenever I go to camp, the kids try to always get me to eat food. They always cook, which I find very nice. And then I hardly get depressed, because whenever I feel like I'm a bit down, I just go to the camp. The kids, they talk a lot. So we'll just talk and then it keeps me going. So after class, we usually just sit and then talk. They talk about their life income. They talk about small gossips, like stuff like that. And then they accompany me to where I can get tricycle to come back. So mostly when I go to the camp in the morning, I usually go around 10 a.m. And then I leave there around sometimes 3 p.m. And then we have a program. I leave there around like 6 p.m. So because of how the road is bad, when I come back home, I usually seriously can't do anything else. I just sleep because it's
Lovely, lovely. And
yeah,
when you first start working in a new place, I think
yeah.
this could also be something very relevant for someone else who's, trying to do something like this. How do you identify who are the kids who have some talent for the game and, this person is showing promise? How do you decide? Because early on, like everyone is just learning the game, right? So what separates the kids?
Okay, so whenever I go, I first of all request for 30 kids. So I tell them that okay, and are there 30 kids that are usually very active in the camp? Whenever they bring activities in the camp, the kids are always there in forefront. So I want these kids like so I leave it to the camp coordinator to get these kids for me. So, but during the classes, I don't just restrict it to the 30 kids. Other kids can watch as we are as the classes are going on. We give other kids to the biscuits. So when in the process of introducing to these 30 kids, I now notice, okay, some of them, they think ahead. Meanwhile, some of them that are just watching can actually see things that those that are playing can't see. And then I invite them to join. So
Mm.
that's how we just keep growing. And sometimes from the 30 kids, we find out some of them have actually dropped. And then some that are just watching have joined. So we don't have specific number right now. But when we start, it's 30. And then from there, we just absorb all of them into it. Yeah, and then based on the way they think and approach moves, that's how I know, okay, this person is intelligent, this person is sharp. So I now we start working on, okay, what school are we taking you to? What class are we putting you in?
Amazing. And if I have to ask you, what are some of your goals for the near term and the long term? What goals do you have?
Okay. Like I said earlier, I don't have a plan. I just, yeah. Then because I always when people ask me, I tell them that seriously, I've never sat to like think and then do this. Okay, but one thing that I know I'm 100% sure of is I want the world to know that there are chess players in those camps and then in this part of the country because mostly, sincerely speaking, even me as a national arbiter, when I go to arbitrate in other states in southern and they hear that I'm from northern Nigeria, they'll just say people play chess in northern Nigeria. So I want that mindset to change with these kids, and then I also want these kids to have access to opportunities in life. Already, some of them have started having that because with chess they can get scholarship. I know someone that is also on scholarship because of his rating in Abuja. So I want the kids to also have that kind of opportunity and then to be able to reach more IDP camps. And then I love chess tournaments. That's why I became a national arbiter. And then to keep on having more tournaments and more kids back to school. And so that
Lovely.
the kids can also pick. Because I always tell them this. I tell them that in years to come, they'll be the ones to continue this cycle. So they should really, really be very, very focused. Yeah.
Amazing. And to close, what message would you like to leave the viewers with?
Okay. So mm, just whatever it is that you're doing, give in your 100%. And then also make sure whatever it is that you do, be putting it out there because you don't know who is watching or who is listening. I met Saga, and then when we spoke about the work that I did, we were on a plane and we were discussing. So I didn't just keep quiet. I was like, okay, tell me more about yourself. Okay, this is what I do. So always try to connect because you don't know where the connection will take you to. So yeah, always speak out. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for giving us so much time and for sharing all these wonderful stories. I wish you all the very best, and I really hope that your work continues and grows multifold.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.